Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Unstoppable Denominators Wrestling Results here on this channel. So we have AEW Dynamite results for December 15th, 2021. This contains spoilers. Tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite, Winter is Coming, was held live from the sold-out Curtis Culwell Center in Garland, Texas. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Tony Schiavone, the Human Suplex Machine, Taz, and Excalibur were the broadcast team for tonight's event. AEW World Championship title match was online. Champion Hangman Adam Page versus the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. Tonight is Hangman Adam Page's first title defense since being crowned World Champion last month at Full Gear pay-per-view. Danielson defeated Miro at Full Gear to be the number one contender here tonight. There was a face-off before the match began, and as Taz described, some mind games were being played. Both men locked up in a collar and elbow tie-up, with both men trying to gain positioning. Page backed Bryan back into the corner. Danielson did jumping jacks in the corner, showing disrespect towards the champion. Excuse me, sorry. It's almost that time for bed. Danielson is cocky as hell, and I dig it, said Taz. Page got frustrated with Bryan and began to shove him. Page used a side headlock takedown on Bryan. Page avoided a sweep from Bryan and then quickly kicked Bryan in the chest. That's what makes Adam Page so dangerous. He's got the size, he's got the power, but most importantly, he's got the speed, said Excalibur. Bryan tried a leapfrog and Page caught him and body slammed Bryan. The challenger transitioned, grabbed Page's leg, and began to wrench on them. Bryan began to work over Page's back with well-placed knees. Danielson locked on the Romero special and transitioned to a Dragon Sleeper on Page. Bryan had butted Page, but Page ran right through and rocked Bryan with a chop, and then another. Bryan grabbed Page's ankle and singled it out. Danielson is working on the knee, the joint of the champion, said Taz. With Page's leg locked, Bryan began to whoop Page with body shots. Bryan Danielson is in control of the AEW World Champion. Hangman Adam Page, said Excalibur. Danielson knocked Page out of the ring and was looking for a Topia Suicida, but Page jumped back into the ring and nailed him with a forearm. Page went over the top rope and shut down Danielson on the arena floor. Adam Page climbed to the top. Oh my god, sorry. To the top and jumped, but Danielson met him with a beautiful roundhouse kick. Danielson had it scouted and smirked at Page before he began to drive more knees into the midsection of the champion. Danielson capitalized Page's throat first across the bottom rope. Danielson trapped Page's arm behind the top rope and began kicking him forcefully. Danielson climbed to the top rope and jumped onto Page with a diving knee to the back of Page's head. This is for the most important prize in our industry, said Taz. Danielson got caught up on the top rope and Page springboarded off the turnbuckle and connected with a lariat to Danielson. Page collided with Bryan, using a top suicida to the outside. The champ followed up with a moonsault to the outside onto Bryan Danielson. Great execution on that moonsault, said Taz. Page hoisted Danielson up with a Death Valley driver and wrenched him for a near fall. Page was about to set up Danielson with a superplex, but Bryan escaped and went behind Page. The champ sent Bryan Danielson to the mat with a hard elbow. Page attempted a moonsault, but Danielson moved out of the way and rolled up Page for a near fall. That landing drove all the oxygen out of Adam Page's lungs, said Excalibur. The fans began chanting, "This is awesome." Danielson attempted the label lock, but Page freed his arm and rolled up Danielson for a near fall. Danielson grabbed an ankle and started wrenching on Page's leg. Danielson whooped Page into the midsection with a stiff kick. Danielson ran it into the corner, but Page countered with a pop-up powerbomb for a near fall on Danielson. Hangman Adam Page was setting up for the buckshot lariat, but Danielson saw it out of the corner of his eye and rolled out of the ring. Page improvised with a sliding drop kick. Page went up for another moonsault, but Danielson shoved him off and Page landed on the ring apron. Danielson concentrated on Page's shoulders and rammed him repeatedly into the steel ring post. "That'll pop your shoulder right out," said Taz. Page was busted open from being rammed onto the corner ring post. Danielson jumped off the ring apron with a flying knee, attacking Page's open wound. Danielson once again rammed his knee into the head of Page, and then wrapped Page's right arm around the steel ring post. Excuse me. Danielson is tremendous tactician, or whatever you want to call that. Say that. He's trying to eliminate the threat of Page's right arm, because that's what Page uses for the buckshot lariat, said Taz. It seems like Danielson is trying to hold Page underwater until he drowns, added Tony Schiavone. Page countered a knee strike from Danielson, but Danielson came back with a German suplex. Danielson applied the cattle multiplication submission. Page escaped, but Danielson fired off body kicks to Hangman Adam Page. Danielson wound up for a roundhouse, but Page ducked and Danielson's shin collided with the ring post. Page lifted Danielson and rammed Danielson's knee into the ring post. Page exposed the ringside barricade, trapped Danielson's leg, and then kicked it. Page is rising to the occasion here tonight in his first AEW World Championship title defense, said Excalibur. Hangman Adam Page locked in the figure 4 submission on Danielson. The challenger rolled to the ropes to force the referee to break the hold. This is epic. The longest match in AEW history at over 45 minutes already. And I think the challenger just hit the second wind, said Taz. Out of nowhere, Page planted Danielson with a tombstone pile driver, but Danielson kicked out. More "This is awesome" chanted broke out throughout the sold-out arena. Page propped Danielson onto the top turnbuckle and chopped away at him. Page tried for a top rope suplex, but Danielson hit him with short jabs to the ribs, knocking him down. Danielson followed up with a shoulder trap suplex for a near fall. Danielson hoisted Page onto the top turnbuckle and took him down hard with a back suplex. Danielson hooked Page's leg for a near fall. Danielson was using the hammer and unveiled strikes on Page. Danielson was trying to wrench the arm of Page out of the socket, but Page made it to the bottom rope to force the break. "This is a classic battle," said Excalibur. Bryan attempted the Gotch style pile driver on the apron, but Page reversed with the dead eye on the apron. "Holy hell, man, can Danielson even get up off the arena floor?" said Tony Schiavone. Page jumped on the top of the ring post, hurling himself at Bryan Danielson, but Danielson moved and Page smashed into the timekeeper's table. Back in the ring, Danielson countered a lariat with a kick to Page's arm. "We're on the corpse of 1 hour here. What do you have to do to win this match?" said Taz. Danielson tried to suplex Page off the top rope, but Page landed on his feet and followed up with a lariat that turned the challenger inside out. They traded strikes in the center of the ring. Danielson began to headbutt Page. Hangman Adam Page tried for a rolling elbow, but Bryan countered with a roundhouse. Danielson covered Page for a near fall. 5 minutes remained in the match. Danielson trapped Page's arm and then began stomping Page's face. Hangman is almost defenseless, said Excalibur. Bryan was lining up Page for the running knee, but Page caught him and countered with the dead eye for a near fall. "Unbelievable," said Excalibur. The fans chanted AE-dub. Page trapped Bryan's arm and began stomping Bryan's face. Page removed his elbow pad and went for the buckshot lariat, but Danielson countered with the lapel lock. There was 1 minute remaining. Page slingshot Danielson into the ropes, and Page exploded onto the challenger with a clothesline. Page connected with the buckshot lariat, but time expired as he was trying to go for the pin. Announcer Justin Roberts declared the match a draw as Danielson and Page went to the full 60-minute time limit and the fans were booing. "We need a rematch. This has been a defining moment in our promotion," said Tony Schiavone. "Yes, I agree. They need another rematch. But when is that going to happen? When is that going to be another rematch? It should not take forever. To be honest with you, it should happen at the next pay-per-view. Not a live show on TV, free pay-per-view or anything. It should be at the next live pay-per-view on pay-per-view. I'm sorry to say. Not something from Rampage or AEW Dynamite. It should be on a non-free pay-per-view. We need something like that. At least, if it's going to be a 60-minute time limit, it needs to be a winner. I'm sorry to say. We need another rematch to declare a winner. Never mind, this was an awesome match, but at the same time, it was kind of boring. But we need a fucking winner. The fans want to see someone win. The fans are already booing at Bryan Danielson, as the fans were chanting, booing when the time limit was getting down to the wire. What an extraordinary display of professional wrestling from both AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page and the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. Matt Sydal versus Wardlow with the chairman Shawn Spears. Wardlow is on a 13-match winning streak. Sydal went to the lower body with round kicks to Wardlow. Sydal locked Wardlow with 2 kicks to Wardlow's head. Sydal attempted a leg lariat, but Wardlow caught Sydal and powerbombed him. Wardlow conducted a powerbomb symphony on Sydal and then pinned Sydal. Shawn Spears grabbed a microphone and instructed Wardlow not to do so many power bombs and to just go for the pin because they don't get paid by the hour. Spears whacked Sydal with a steel chair. Spears' phone began to ring, and it was a call from MJF. Spears said MJF wanted Wardlow to go run an errand, and get some champagne for MJF's post-match celebration. The rubber match. The woman of 1,000 holds, Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. Deeb attacked Shida as she... Okay, so before we go into this match, I want to say is that Wardlow is going to turn on the faction that he's in. I want to say possibly after the feud that he's got MJF has going on with CM Punk, or it might happen during the MJF. It might cost MJF the match with CM Punk. I have a feeling when the next pay-per-view with CM Punk and CM Punk versus MJF, it's going to happen right there. It's going to cost him the match of MJF. It's going to get costed by Wardlow, and Wardlow is going to probably deck MJF. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. And MJF is going to be the heel, and Wardlow is going to be the face. And Shawn Spears is going to be pissed about it. He's going to be like, why, come on. He's going to try to make Wardlow be like, this is not you. Why did you turn on him? And come on, dude. But it's going to happen probably at the next pay-per-view. The rubber match. The woman of 1,000 holds, Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. Deeb attacked Shida as Shida tried to enter the ring. Shida hurled the kendo stick at Deeb. Shida does her best when she's angry. She wrestles with purpose, said Tony Schiavone. Shida used a hammer throw on Deeb into the corner. Shida sprung off the middle rope, but Deeb countered with a leg lock. Deeb hit a European uppercut on Shida. Deeb locked on a figure 4 leg lock as Shida's leg was tied up around the ring post. Shida rallied back with multiple strikes to Deeb's head. This is why we call it a grudge match, said Excalibur. Shida caught Deeb with a step up enziguri for a near fall. Deeb exposed the turnbuckle and dropped Shida with a neckbreaker on it. Deeb followed up with a power bomb, but Deeb hit 2 consecutive neck breakers on Shida. She tried for another, but Shida countered with a Falcon Arrow. Sheeta caught Deeb on the back of the head with an X kick. Deeb applied with a single leg crab on Sheeta. Deeb wrenched back and then slapped at Sheeta's ear. Deeb pulled off the turnbuckle pad. She tried to send Sheeta into the exposed corner, but Sheeta reversed it by kicking Deeb into it. Sheeta jackknifed Deeb for the pin. Tony Schiavone was backstage with the Varsity Blondes, asking how Julia Hart was doing after an attack from Malachi Black. Griff Garrison says, Julia Hart isn't here this week. Next week, Malachi Black, I'm going to break your jaw. Time for our main event, the Dynamite Diamond Ring finale. MJF versus Dante Martin. MJF walked out with a mic. MJF said this. This place is a dump. You got a problem with me, Texas? Maybe you'd like me if I was more like you. Anti-education and pro-incest. CM Punk, you've got the balls to come out here and pretend that all I use is low-hanging fruit? Well, CM Punk, the second he got nervous last week, all he could come up with was, your local sports team sucks, for 10 minutes. I didn't realize that having an undefeated streak against underwhelming challengers made you championship material. I just thought that you the new Ryback. Dante Martin, you may be the great athlete, but I'm not CM Punk. I'm not going to pretend I care about the young talent. It's easy to forget I am the top talent in the company, and I was born in 1996. I'm about to be the 3-time Dynamite Diamond Ring winner. Dante Martin, I don't claim to be the best in the world. I just am. Dante Martin made his entrance. He's on a 7-match winning streak. MJF took down Dante with a side headlock takeover. MJF stomped on Dante's back and then did a strut. Dante got up and slapped MJF in the mouth. Dante executed a 450 knee drop on MJF for a near fall. Dante was going to go for the nosedive, but MJF moved, so Dante held off. Excuse me, sorry. I think I haven't yawned in a while. Sorry. MJF rolled to the outside of the ring to collect his thoughts. Dante attempted the nosedive, but MJF shoved him off the ropes and sent him flying into the barricade. MJF rammed Dante Martin into the barricade again. Back in the ring, MJF tried for a power bomb, but Dante rolled up MJF for a 2 count. MJF tried a pin attempt with his feet on the ropes, but Bryce Remsburg saw it and stopped the pin attempt. The fans were chanting Dante's name. Dante jumped over the top rope and down onto MJF on the arena floor. Dante followed up with a top con hero over the turnbuckles onto MJF. Dante Martin will not be denied, said Excalibur. Dante blasted MJF with a shooting star press outside the ring, his knee connecting hard with MJF's face. Back in the ring, Dante Martin dropped MJF with one shot. Dante cracked MJF with a right hand. Dante Martin surprised MJF with a leg lariat and then back slide for a near fall. Dante rolled up MJF in a small package for a 2 count. Dante tried a sunset flip, but MJF bailed out. MJF spiked Dante with a Liger bomb for a near fall. Dante rolled out of the ring. I think maybe Dante overextended himself a little bit, said Excalibur. Dante brought MJF into the ring the hard way. Dante connected with a nosebleed springboard. He almost had MJF pinned, but absolute. Ricky Starks ran out and placed MJF's foot on the bottom ropes to stop the pin. MJF applied the salt of the earth armbar and forced Dante Martin to tap out. FTR, Dax Hardwood, and Cash Wheeler came out to help MJF celebrate. The arena lights went dark. The lights came back on, and Sting and Darby Allin were in the ring. They attacked FTR until MJF hit a low blow on Sting. FTR and MJF began to beat down Darby and Sting until until CM Punk's music hit. CM Punk sprinted to the ring with a baseball bat. Like cockroaches, MJF and FTR have scattered, said Excalibur. CM Punk, you don't want to do it one-on-one in Texas? That's fine. Next week on Dynamite, your friends against mine. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday to AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash live on TNT from the Greensburg Coliseum in Greensboro, NC, North Carolina. Don't miss AEW Rampage this Friday on TNT featuring a 10-man tag challenge. Eddie Kingston, Santana, Ortiz, and the AEW World Tag Team Champions Penta El Zero Mito and Rey Fenix versus 2.0 Daniel Garcia and whoever else they pick. The Young Bucks, Adam Cole, Bebe, and infamous Bobby Fish versus the Best of Friends and Rocky Ramone. Tay Conti versus Penelope Ford in a submission match. And remember, the home of professional wrestling is All Elite Wrestling. Now, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you guys do not miss an upload here on this channel. This is the longest AEW Dynamite episode in our history of our channel of wrestling results of Dynamite. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, stay tuned. I'm unstoppable, and I'm out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here, and if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.